can I ask y'all something? Hey, John, can I ask you something? JC, can I ask you something? I know I got a pretty damn good job here. My apologies to the Dave Roberts, Norby Williamsons, Connor Shells, Jimmy Pitaros of the world. But would y'all mind, since the Mike Mayocks of the world and the John Lynches of the world are getting hired, yo, New York Knicks, you want me to be the president of basketball operations? No, why not, y'all? Y'all wouldn't have a problem with that, would y'all? And no Steve Mills. I'm not trying to put Steve Mills out of a job. Let him run Madison Square Garden. I mean, since we got reporters and commentators all of a sudden qualified to be general managers, to be executives, I'm sorry. Why can't I run the Knicks? Hey, Magic Johnson, you got enough on your plate. Got all your businesses and everything like that. Now that you got LeBron James, Magic, why don't you go and chill? You're doing an outstanding job. I believe in you, bro. But why don't you go chill, Magic? Can I? Hey, John, can I run the Lakers? Jeannie Buss. I'm sorry. Can I be president of basketball? I mean, since reporters are getting hired to run operations, right? And y'all don't find it to be a big deal. No experience in a front office whatsoever. None. But since y'all don't have a problem with it, and when my man Carlton in Tampa gets on the phone, because I know he's going to call like he always does, I'm going to ask him, can I be president of basketball operations for the Lakers or the Knicks, please? Can I do that? I mean, I got about 4 jobs at ESPN. I put in about 75 hours a week. I can work a little lighter, make about the same amount of money. Oh, no experience necessary, huh? Remember when Sam Hinkie, John, was running the Sixers? You know what the process? Having a license and the right to lose on purpose for years. Literally told the Philly fan base, don't expect us to win. There's a process that we're following here. And guys like my man Max Kellerman sitting up there, Mr. Educated, Mr. Cerebral himself, you know, wearing that elitist attitude on his sleeve when he sat up there and said, yo, it's the hell with the fans. This is about a championship. Go ahead and lose on purpose for 5 years. I mean, you got to be kidding me. I mean, and people like that and the whole analytics community, no problem with Sam Hinkie losing on purpose because we working towards something here. You backed into Joel Embiid because of his foot injury. You lucked up with Ben Simmons. All right, it's no big deal. So if that's the criteria, why am I working at ESPN? Why not just become president of basketball operations? Yo, James Dolan, Jeannie Buss, I would prefer New York or L.A. Since we don't have to have, since that's what people are saying. I'm not saying Dolan said that. I'm not saying Jeannie Buss said that. And I got mad love for Steve Mills and Magic Johnson's my brother. But I'm just speaking about the Mike Mayocks. No disrespect, Mike Mayock. I'm not talking about you. Like literally, I know you're great at what you did on television. I know you're great as a reporter. Profound respect for you. John Lynch, you too. And by the way, I think you're doing a good job with the 49ers. I'm not talking about y'all as individuals. I'm talking about the process that was evaded. No, not necessary to build a resume. Not necessary to acquire actual and practical experience. All the rules and regulations that applies to every minority I've ever known in corporate America, suddenly that's not applicable to you. But we got people on the radio and television airways talk about, I thought we were beyond this. Could you imagine that, John? Look at me when I'm talking to you, John. If the New York Knicks, especially more so than even LA, if the New York Knicks came out and James Dolan announced today, no practical experience in an NBA front office whatsoever, but we're going to name Stephen A. Smith the president of basketball operations for the New York Knicks. Could you imagine what an uproar that would be? Could you imagine that? What? I mean, they would protest outside the corridors of Madison Square Garden. Stephen A. Smith, president of basketball operations. What's wrong? Oh, by the way, let me give you my credentials. Not only have I been covering the NBA for 20, 25 years, I was a player for Clarence Big House Gaines, a legend. His mentor was the late, great John McClendon, who helped integrate the sport of basketball and was taught the game by James Naismith himself. My first job in the business after covering high school sports in New York, I covered John Chaney. And then after that, it was Larry Brown. We're talking about over 200 years of basketball experience I have been personally and directly subjected to. So forgive me if I don't give a damn what somebody like David Blatt has to say about me because, oh, I'm clueless because I said I wouldn't take Luka Doncic with the #1 pick. It would have been DeAndre Ayton. I hadn't seen Doncic play, and I know he could play. He's my rookie of the year. He's special. But you don't teach 7-1. You're in Phoenix, and the guy starred down the road at Arizona. So was Houston idiots for taking Akeem Olajuwon? I understand what Portland was for taking Sam Bowie. But was the Houston Rockets idiots for taking Akeem Olajuwon instead of Michael Jordan? Because according to David Blatt's former thinking, the Houston Rockets were idiots too then. The point that I'm trying to make is you don't teach 7-1 with skills, particularly at bypassing them for a European player barely any of us have seen. That's all I was saying, Mr. Blatt.